Hello everyone, welcome to another review that I didn't think I would be making, but then I watched the episode and I am enraged and I need you all to be enraged with me. Anyway, my name is Joe and I review all of your favorite TV shows and then some hateful TV shows on this channel. This is not a hateful TV show, I'm being mean. This is a good TV show about a hateful situation. But yeah, I'm doing The White Lotus, The Studio, Good American Family, Happy Face, Yellow Jackets, soon to be starting The Handmaid's Tale and The Last of Us, guys. On my Patreon, I'm reviewing The Pit and a couple of murder mysteries. Join me there, it's hella fun. And now for Good American Family. I will be doing the breakdown of the episode with commentary in between because I get so enraged about everything that is happening. And in this episode, we see the apartment. But first, what happened to get us there? Let's go. We start the episode actually in a really good way because this start sets the tone of all of the decisions that are made throughout the episode and who is in control, who really is in control of the situation, okay? We start the episode by hearing Christine telling her friend, this is in the future timeline when she's already being accused of neglect. We hear Christine telling her friend all about their past, her and Michael's shared past, where Michael is depressed and suicidal, and she's the one who brings him back from the edge every time. Keep that in mind, will you? Keep that in mind. I will come back to it, because it will become relevant again. And by the way, how does she bring him back from the abyss? With sex? Not even sex, with sexy photos of herself. No, this family is not problematic at all. So we learn in this episode that she is publishing a book with a ghostwriter about her family and her life story before the ghostwriter arrives in her house to meet her family, to learn about her story. The Child Protective Services come in because they were called by someone, and of course everyone thinks it's Natalia. I don't know everything about the true crime story, so I don't know who it is, but I don't think it is Natalia. But even if it is Natalia, she is a child. This is what I'm going to be saying throughout this entire episode. She is a child. They do the investigation, they interview the family, and then they leave. And then the ghostwriter arrives. And, what does Christine say to the ghostwriter when Natalia makes a noise upstairs? Oh, we had to create the dog. Christine lies to the ghostwriter about everything, about her magical marriage, and it's just well done in the TV show because while she's telling the ghostwriter all of these wonderful things about her marriage, about her husband, about her happy family, we see shots interspersed with this conversation of her fighting with her husband, of problems with Natalia, of everything going wrong. And it's just because this is the show telling us, oh, Christine says a lot of things. She said in the beginning that she was her husband's savior. She says a lot of things. She's going to continue to say a lot of things, but the reality is very different. And I mean, I believe she believes her own lies. She lies to the ghostwriter about Natalia, but the ghostwriter finds out when Natalia tries to kill her boys. And she wants to put Natalia in an institution. Like, I don't even think this would have been the wrong decision because if she had managed to put Natalia in an institution for like kids in trouble, she would have probably gotten the help she actually needs instead of this crazy ass, problematic, toxic family. I mean, the fact that they were right there, at least thinking of a solution that might not harm her, and they still went with a police officer's advice, we will get there. Jesus, this family is insane. Oh, and by the way, since the first episode, it's been 2 years. So Natalia is now 9, potentially 10. Christine is, after this almost killed her boys thing, Christine is completely done. She takes the boys, she leaves Michael and Natalia and goes to her mother's house. And here I have to say that one decision the showrunners made was absolutely evil, and that was using the song No More I Love Yous. Because you see, that belongs to a murder at the end of the world, completely. The use of that song here was evil. Showrunners, completely evil. But yeah, she leaves him, and then Michael is all alone in the house with Natalia, and Michael does this very cringe thing, actually not cringe, understandable thing of calling Christine about his lost tie because he wants to talk to her, he wants her back, and then he just hangs up when she doesn't answer. And the way that this man talks to himself is just so sad, because after he hangs up the phone, instead of saying like, oh, it'll be fine, she'll pick up eventually, oh, it'll be fine, I can do this, it's just a trouble, it's just a bump on the road. No, he says, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. And I'm like, Jesus. Because we know now that he's depressed and that he's been depressed for years, potentially decades. And you can see it in the discourse he has with himself, because the kind of things you say to yourself really do affect you. Like, this is one of the most basic strategies that you will learn in therapy. Is called positive affirmation, which has been misused a lot. But it basically means like doing a practice of every day saying positive things to yourself, saying good things about yourself, because there are good and bad things about everyone, but the way that you deal with them is affected by the way that you talk to yourself. If you keep telling yourself that you're a loser, it's going to be really hard for you to believe that you are not. But if you start telling yourself, okay, you made a mistake, you can do better, it just helps you deal with things, and your internal thoughts, your internal monologue will change over time. This is why this practice is important. And when I see Michael have those kinds of thoughts towards himself, those kinds of words, saying it to himself, I am telling you, his head cannot be a happy place. So then the following day, Dad has a very important Skype interview. He's being interviewed for a new job. So he tells Natalia, actually, he deals with her pretty well. Like, he manages to capture her attention by doing the voice of the bear to tell her important information, that he's going to be in an interview. It's going to last an hour and she needs to stay quiet just for a little bit while he does the interview. And she's down for it. She's totally fine with staying quiet. She's going to behave for him. But then he tells her that if the interview goes well, the family will return, and she doesn't want them to return. Clearly, she doesn't like them. So she sabotages his interview by calling the police, and she makes up this excuse that she was bored, she wanted pizza, whatever. But you see, in this episode, we are already getting the father's point of view. We are already getting his perspective on what happened with Natalia. And we can already see that Natalia was not trying to be evil. She was not trying to, like, destroy his life. She had an actual purpose, because she has been living with this family for 2 years, potentially being mistreated by Christine for 2 years. So when she left with the boys that she doesn't like, to her it was heaven, because she likes the dad. The dad treats her well, so she likes him, and she doesn't want them to return. So the way that we see Natalie through Dad's point of view is already a lot more neutral, and allows us to have a different perspective on Natalia, where we see that she changes because she doesn't want them to come back. And I mean, we don't know, this is what I've been saying. We don't know what happened to her before she went into the family. These kind of behavioral patterns, when she creates a problem for everyone else to try to get some benefit for herself, she had to have learned this somewhere. And they won't be able to like help her move forward from this behavioral bullshit with punishment and with cruelty. But yeah, I like that we see a different point of view, because when it's just a dad there, she no longer is evil child. She's just a child with behavioral problems. But yeah, she calls the police come, it ruins his interview, and Michael crumbles. He crumbles because he goes back to Christine and he changes his mind about Natalia completely, because she admitted to him that she called the police. So he assumed that she also called Child Protective Services, and when he is with Christine, he literally calls this child a psycho. So he couldn't do it on his own for a day, and it's even funny that the kids mention, it's only been a day, Dad. He couldn't function on his own for a day, so he goes back to Christine. He aligns completely with her point of view, and while they are at Christine's mom's house, Christine and Natalia are talking outside because Christine is talking to Natalia as if she's an adult. She's literally telling to this 9, 10-year-old girl, what will it take for you to leave us alone? She's saying this to a child. What will it take it for you to leave us alone? Do you want more money? Do you want more surgeries? And then we see everyone else from the inside and we hear something outside. So whatever happened between Natalia and Christine, we didn't see it. We only hear Christine's point of view because Christine fell to the ground, or as Christine said it, Natalia pushed her and she burned her arm on the electrified fence. So what we hear from Christine is that Natalia pushed her and tried to kill her. And I mean, I can't believe that she pushed her. I can't believe that she was angry enough to push her. But she wasn't trying to kill her. She was angry because she thought she was going to be abandoned again. So right then and there, these two maniac parents decide that they are going to put Natalia in an institution for troubled kids, probably. And they decide that Christine and the boys will return to their home and Michael is going to take her to the nearest institution, I guess. They said a name that I don't recognize because I'm not from the US. But then Michael arrives home because the institution he went to didn't have place for Natalia. And he arrives home with her. And what do they do to that child? They lock her in the garage. I mean, she has a sofa, sure. She has a tablet, sure. She has food, sure. She's locked in the garage. I mean, she can't tell that something is wrong. She can't tell that she's being locked like an animal. And of course, she's just screaming and she's screaming and screaming and screaming. And what are they doing? Watching a cartoon upstairs in bed together while they have the monitor of her screaming. I cannot believe this is a true story. I mean, I can believe it is a true crime story, but Jesus. So, of course, the neighbors hear the screaming. Oh, and by the way, Christine literally tells Michael, can you go check on her? You know, the neighbors. That's a child you have locked in the garage. And then the neighbors do call the police. The police officer arrives and Christine tells him her entire theory that Natalia is much older, that she's faking her age. And she says to the police officer, you know, I'm a good mom. I'm a Christian. And it is the Christian part that just takes it all over because from then on, the police officer sides with Christine and with Michael and literally tells them what to do, that they need to get a doctor, they need to get a lawyer, they need to get everything to a judge to get him to change Natalia's age. And change Natalia's age they do to what? 22 years old. Honestly, I'm really happy that the show gave us the visual of them seeing a bunch of doctors, seeing a lawyer, seeing a judge, because it just shows how many people were involved in this absolute brutality, that they actually went along with the story that this Ukrainian orphan was evil and trying to get at that good American family, that good Christian family, and take advantage of them. So we see them move this 10-year-old child to an apartment and the only protection she has is a legal guardian because of her disability. And the absolute brutality of the final scene when they put her inside and they close the door and Christine breathes a sigh of relief like, we're rid of her. She's a child. She's a child. And yeah, this is the end of the episode. Natalia living by herself in her brand new apartment. And you see this girl like this, not just this child with dwarfism, with a lot of pain. I mean, she's had the one club foot surgery, but still, they're putting a child to live in an apartment by herself. I knew this was coming, but it was still shocking. I can't see how anyone can be on Christine's side on this. I really can't. Like, I would love to know if you are watching this show, if you are in the know about this case and you are on Christine's side, please let me know your reasoning because I need to understand this. Please comment your reasoning. Let's talk about this. Explain to me her point of view because the show, I don't think they're being successful in explaining this point of view because the only thing I see is an incredibly manipulative person who didn't get the perfect, girl orphan, who got a girl with behavioral issues and didn't know how to deal with them. But yeah, this is my review of Good American Family episode 4. I cannot wait to see Natalia's perspective. Anyway, see you eventually. Bye, guys.